Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome to International Islamic University, Islamabad Schools, Sahiwal Campus online lectures. This is the lecture for English, grade 3. Dear students, we are doing our unit number 12 of English, which name is account, and the subtopic of this unit is the children's library. Dear students, we already have done reading and word meanings from this unit. We have done question answers. You have written those question answers in your classwork notebook. I gave you some homeworks from your students book and your workbook also. I hope that you all have done your homework. Make sure that you are completing your all classworks and homeworks in time. Okay, dear students, we have done 2 lectures from this unit. So this is the third lecture of unit 12. In this lecture, we are going to move forward towards the next sections of exercise from this unit. Dear students, in our English book, in the exercise of every unit, first section of exercise is question answers, and then when we move towards next sections, we find language portion where we cover some grammatical topics. Then we move towards word study where we learn some vocabulary topics, some definitions or synonyms, antonyms, etc. And in the end, we move towards writing portion. So as this is the third lecture of our unit number 12, so we will going to cover the language portion. Dear students, for grade 3, unit number 12, the language portion is consists of present perfect tense and the parts of sentence. Okay, dear students, before we begin, make sure that you have your English students book, your English classwork notebook and your complete stationery with you. Listen to the teacher attentively and write down the stuff asked by teacher in your notebook. Note down the points that you don't understand and wait for the discussion session. Okay, dear students, open your English students book, page number 68. Mark date and day on the top of this page. Language. Dear students, topic of language portion is present perfect tense with for or since. Dear students, you already have learnt what is present perfect tense, when do we use this tense, and what is the sentence formation of present perfect tense. If you need to revise the present perfect tense, just go through your English classwork notebook. You will find the topic of present perfect tense. Besides, we have already done some worksheets for present perfect tense where we have done the use of has and have and third form of verb. So today we are going to learn how where to use for and where to use since in present perfect tense. For. We use for when we say how long something has lasted. For example, Salman has been a member of the library for 2 years. Dear students, present perfect tense में हम for तब यूज़ करते हैं जब हमारे एक्शन का टाइम ड्यूरेशन गिवन होता है. टाइम एग्जैक्ट टाइमिंग गिवन नहीं होती, टाइम ड्यूरेशन गिवन होता है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, फॉर 2 years, फॉर अ ईयर, फॉर 2 days, फॉर 2 hours, फॉर सम टाइम. जहाँ पे ड्यूरेशन गिवन होता है उस एक्शन का, वहाँ पे हम फॉर यूज़ करते हैं. सिंस. We use since when we say the time when something started. Dear students, in present perfect tense, we use since when the action exact time is given. For example, Ahmed has worked at the library since last year. Now here last year is not a duration but an exact year, so we used since. For example, we can say that we have been at home since 26th of this month, or we can say that we have been at home for a month. I hope you understood where to use since and where to use for. फॉर वहाँ यूज़ होता है जहाँ टाइम का ड्यूरेशन गिवन होता है, और सिंस वहाँ यूज़ होता है जहाँ एग्जैक्ट टाइम गिवन होता है. ओके, नाउ लेट्स मूव टुवर्ड्स द solution of exercise on page number 68. Come on page number 68 on your student's book. On the top of this page, a red bar is given where it is defined that where to use for and where to use since. I already have explained you, so just come to the exercise 1. And exercise 1 is complete the sentences with for or since. Here, dear students, it is a fill in the blanks. An example is given here that Tahir has worked on the computer dash 2 hours. Now here 2 hours, is this an exact time or a time duration? Yes, 2 hours is a time duration, so we used here for. Just like this, you will fill all the blanks of this exercise. Dear students, fill these blanks yourself and I will give you the exact solution when you will fill it. Pause the video and fill these blanks yourself. Have you filled? Okay, now I will tell you the exact solution. You will recheck your answer, and if it is wrong, then erase it and write down the exact one. Okay. For first sentence, I have borrowed the books dash 2 weeks. Here, 2 weeks is a duration, so we will write for. Come to the sentence number 2. Aisha has been a member of the library dash last year. Here, the word last year is used. Is last year a duration or an exact time? It is a time. Last year. So we will use since. For third sentence, we waited outside the library dash more than an hour. 1 घंटे से कुछ ज़्यादा. Is this a duration or a time? It is a duration, so we will use for. Sentence number 4. I have loved reading dash I was very young. जब मैं बहुत छोटा था. यहाँ time duration नहीं है. Dear students, don't get confused in such type of sentences just like 1 year, just like last year or last night or when I was young or when this and that happened. These phrases show the exact time actually, and with these phrases we use since, not for. So in this blank we will use since. Now come to the fifth sentence, which is we have lived in our new house dash last year. Again last year, so we will use since. Dear students, are you rechecking your answers? Please make the corrections. Come to the sentence number 6. My cousins have lived in the USA dash 6 years. 6 years is a duration of time, so we will use for. I hope you all have filled the blanks with correct answers. Okay, now let's move forward. On page number 68, question number 2. Complete the sentences with a suitable expression of time. Dear students, for these blanks, there is no exact defined solution. You can fill these blanks with your own phrases. So please fill these blanks. First of all, let's see the example. Example is I waited for my friends dash. and here it is filled that for a long time. You could write here since last year, or since 7 o'clock, or since morning, or for a week, or any phrase that has since or for in it. So fill all the blanks. The solution I have prepared here is, we have lived in defense since June. Sentence number 2. My mother has worked at the library for 6 months. We watched the match for 2 hours. My father has been in USA since April. I have not seen my grandmother for 2 months. I have been a member of the library since last year. Dear students, your answer should be sensible and should be grammatical correct. You can fill these blanks with your own phrases. Okay, I hope you all have filled. Come to the student's book, page number 69, where the topic begins, the sentence. We are going to learn that what is a sentence and what are the parts of a sentence. First of all, we have to see that what is a sentence. A sentence is a group of words which conveys a complete sense as it contains a complete verb. एक सेंटेंस जो होता है उसमें एक सब्जेक्ट होता है और कोई एक्शन होता है, कोई कंप्लीट प्रेडिकेट होता है. एक सेंटेंस ऐसा ग्रुप ऑफ वर्ड्स होता है जो कोई कंप्लीट सेंस आपको देता है, कोई कंप्लीट इंफॉर्मेशन देता है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, इफ आई से माई नेक्स्ट डोर नेबर, my next door neighbor, it is a group of words, but is it any sentence? My next door neighbor, it is not a sentence because it doesn't have any verb in it. So जो एक सेंटेंस होता है उसमें सब्जेक्ट का होना भी लाजमी है और वर्ब का होना भी लाजमी है, ताकि वो एक पूरा एक एक्शन या एक पूरी इंफॉर्मेशन दे सके. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, मरियम लव्स रीडिंग बुक्स. इसमें सब्जेक्ट भी है, इसमें वर्ब भी है, इसमें कुछ एक्स्ट्रा इन्फॉर्मेशन भी है. सो दिस इज अ सेंटेंस. नाउ लेट्स डिस्कस व्हाट आर द पार्ट्स ऑफ अ सेंटेंस. मेनली सेंटेंस हैज़ 2 पार्ट्स. Sentences have 2 parts. One is subject and the other is predicate. Dear students, you all know that what is a subject. I don't need to tell you that what is a subject, but still I am again explaining that subject is a noun or a pronoun that is the action doer. कोई भी noun या कोई भी pronoun जो कि usually, not always but usually comes at the beginning of the sentence, ऐसा noun या ऐसा pronoun जो कि action perform कर रहा होता है उसे हम कहते हैं subject. And what is a predicate? Rest of the sentence is called predicate. The part of the sentence that contains verb in it is called predicate. Okay. What is the subject? This is a person or thing which does what the verb describes, and a predicate is the part of the sentence which contains the verb. Here an example is given. The example you have seen in the previous slide was Maryam loves reading books. In that sentence, Maryam is subject and loves reading books is predicate. Okay, now come to page number 69. Question number 1. You have to tell that which group of word is a sentence and which is not a sentence. First is finding out information. Finding out information. Is it a sentence? No, this doesn't contain any subject in it, so this is not a sentence. Second, we looked in the reference section. We looked in the reference section. This is a complete sentence. Third one, the librarian is really helpful. Again, this is a sentence. Fourth one, books in different sections of the library. Books in different sections of the library. Is this a sentence? Does it contain any verb in it? No. So this is not a sentence. Fourth one is not a sentence. Fifth one, do you often go to the library? Yes, this is a question sentence. This is a sentence. What type of sentence? Question sentence. So yes, this is a sentence. And sixth one, helps with schoolwork. Helps with schoolwork. It doesn't contain any subject in it, so this is not a sentence. Exercise 1 is solved. Page number 69, question number 2. And the question number 2 is underline the subject in each of these sentences. Dear students, in exercise 2, you are given 6 sentences and you have to underline the subject. And I already have told you that what is a subject. First sentence is Tahir recognized one of his friends. Who is the action doer in this sentence? Yes, it is Tahir. Oh, dear students, I think you should pause the video and fill this exercise yourself. वीडियो को पॉज करें और ये वाली एक्सरसाइज खुद सॉल्व करें. सारे सेंटेंसेस रीड करें और उनमें जो सब्जेक्ट है उसको अंडरलाइन करें. जब आप ये कर लें तो फिर आप वीडियो को रीप्ले करें एंड चेक द एक्चुअल सोल्यूशन दैट आई विल गिव यू एंड रीचेक इट. And if you find anything wrong done by you, erase it and make the correction. Pause the video. Have you done? Okay, now I am going to give you the exact solution. Sentence 2 is he spoke to him quietly. In this sentence, he is the subject. Third one, Tahir and Kiran's parents took them to the library. What is the subject of this sentence? It is tricky. Who is the action doer? Tahir and Kiran's parents. So, this is the subject. Tahir and Kiran's parents. I forgot to write here parents. You are required to underline the whole phrase Tahir and Kiran's parents. Come to the fourth sentence. The name of my favorite story is Aunt and Dove. What is the subject? The name of my favorite story. The children's library in Defence has a lot of books. What is the subject? The children's library in Defence. Next. We can use the internet to find information. We is the subject. Okay, dear students, now come to the next page where the section word study is given. You are given some definitions and you have to find out the words for which these definitions are, and the words are given on the top pink bar, and the words are recognize, enjoy, section, member, fiction, borrow, favorite, and 6 definitions are given. You are required to find the word for these definitions. Okay, first word is a person who belongs to a group. This is called member. You are required to fill this exercise on your book. Write down these words at the end of these sentences. To see someone you already know. Recognize. To use something for a short time and give it back later. This is called borrow. Something you like best. Favorite. Part of the library. Section. Books about imaginary people. Fiction. Have you done this exercise? Okay. Dear students, let's discuss our homework from English Students book. Come to page number 70. Question number 2 on your homework notebook. Question number 2 is choose 3 of the words and write them in sentences. Dear students, the words you have written for these definitions on page number 70, exercise 1. Pick any 3 words and use them in your sentences. You will write down those sentences in your English homework notebook. Okay, I have another homework for you, which is from your workbook. Open your workbook and look at page number 48 and 49. On 48, exercise 5, 6 and 7. And on page number 49, exercise 8 and 9 are given. You will do these exercises on your workbook. I don't need to explain these exercises because you already have done these topics on your students book. I have explained you everything. Get your homework done by the next lesson and follow all the given instructions properly. And if you find anything difficult or anything that you don't understand, you can contact your teacher through WhatsApp, or you can wait for the live discussion session. This is the end of today's lesson. Good luck, dear students. Allah Hafiz.